Hello my dear students, welcome to the video. This video is prepared for Gyanadoot program of Commissionerate of College Education, Government of Rajasthan. I am Dr. Vinita Goyal, Associate Professor in English, posted at Government Girls College, Alwar. And in this video, I am going to talk about a very important topic that the students need to know for their exams, and that is how to write a character sketch. As students of literature, we are required to study many dramas and novels and short stories. And these creative writings are peopled with many interesting characters. When we are preparing for our exams, we have to write character sketches. We are asked to write character sketches. It is a very common question that is asked in exams. So today in this video, I am going to talk about as to how to write a good character sketch, and I have divided this video into two parts. So in the first part of my presentation, I will be talking about character in general. I mean, what is a character and what are the ways that a writer uses to show his characters to his readers, and how do we analyze a character. This is all done in the first part of the presentation. In the second part of the presentation, I will be talking about how to actually write a character sketch. What are the things to include? What are the things which we do not, which we should not include in our answers? So let's get started. So before I talk about character analysis and how to write a character sketch, it would be appropriate to know what a character is. So characters are the persons represented in a dramatic or narrative work. Dramatic work, that is plays, or narrative work are fictional work, for example novels or short stories. So they are persons represented in a dramatic or narrative work who are interpreted by the reader as possessing particular moral, intellectual and emotional qualities. So these characters are the persons which are found in plays or novels or short stories, and it is the responsibility of the readers. The readers have to interpret the moral, intellectual and emotional qualities of the characters. So the writer writes those characters, he talks about them, and it is the responsibility of the reader to interpret the qualities or demerits of those characters. They might be good characters, they might be bad characters, but how would a reader know? The reader would decipher these qualities, the reader would decode those characters and he would interpret those characters. Only then he would be able to make a mental image, he would be able to create an image about that character. So characters are these people who are found in dramatic or narrative works. Now, before I move further, there is a very important and very interesting distinction that E.M. Forster makes in his book Aspects of the Novel. And he talks about characters and he says that there are primarily two types of characters. So he says that the first type of characters are flat characters. Now, flat characters, as the name itself suggests, that flat characters are those characters which are two-dimensional, which lack any kind of depth and which do not have any complexities or any conflicts in their lives. So flat characters, they could be said to be stock characters also. So these stock characters, whenever they appear on the screen, whenever they appear on the pages of a novel or a story, we know how will they behave, we know how will what kind of things they could say and what kind of behavior that they will adopt. So for example, we have this character in the play Merchant of Venice. We all study Merchant of Venice in the first year, and this character called Launcelot Gobbo. Now Gobbo and his father Gobbo, they are flat characters and they are stock characters. So we, whenever they appear on the screen, we know that they are there to entertain us, they are there to make us laugh, and they will make us laugh through whatever they say and do. So they do not have any depth and we know the kind of behavior that they will adopt. So this kind of characters are called flat characters. Now there is another set of characters which are more important, and they are known by the name of round characters. Foster says that round characters are those characters which are multidimensional. Multidimensional, that is, they have depth, they have they are three dimensional, and they have complexities, and there is conflict in their lives that they are trying to resolve. Whether it is a drama or a novel, there is some kind of conflict that they are facing, and they are unpredictable. We cannot predict their actions. That is why they are interesting. That is why they are called round. They are complete characters. They are not black characters, they are not white characters, they are somewhere in between, and they have very more human like qualities. They have qualities which are good, qualities which are bad, and which make them a complete human being. So flat characters are unidimensional, or we could say two dimensional, and they do not have any depth, and they are predictable. But round characters, they are three dimensional characters, and they have depth, complexity, and they have conflicts in their lives, and it is difficult to predict their actions in a piece of writing. So this is a very interesting distinction that Foster makes. Now, one important aspect about characters is the way a writer tells his readers about his characters. So there are two ways in which it can be done, primarily two ways. And the first way is by showing their characters. Now, showing is an indirect method. Showing is a method where the writer himself is absent from the scene, and he makes use of his characters to show his audiences the qualities or the demerits that those particular characters possess. This kind of method is primarily used in dramas. So in plays, a writer is absent from the scene. We do not have, the writer does not interfere with the scene. So the writer is absent, he is not visible. Though the writer is writing everything, but he is not visible, and the writer shows the readers. So the readers have to exercise their brain more in this way when the writer is showing them the characters. जैसे हम देखते हैं प्लेज में होता है, प्लेज में राइटर खुद प्रेजेंट नहीं होता है, लेकिन जो कुछ भी कैरेक्टर्स कर रहे हैं, जो कुछ भी बोला जा रहा है, उससे जो रीडर है वो डीकोड करता है कैरेक्टर की क्वालिटीज या डीमेरिट्स को. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड शोइंग. इट इज एन इनडायरेक्ट मेथड. और दूसरा मेथड है जो ज्यादा डायरेक्ट मेथड है, इट इज कॉल्ड टेलिंग द कैरेक्टर. सो टेलिंग is a method which is used more often in narrative writing. Narrative writing, that is, it is used in fictional writing, novels and short stories. So the writer could be present there. राइटर जो है वहां पे प्रेजेंट होता है, मतलब चाहे थर्ड पर्सन नैरेटिव हो, सेकंड पर्सन नैरेटिव हो, या फर्स्ट पर्सन नैरेटिव हो, फर्स्ट पर्सन नैरेटिव वॉइस हो, लेकिन जो राइटर है वो प्रेजेंट होता है. द राइटर टेल्स द रीडर्स अबाउट हिज कैरेक्टर्स. So we can understand this by an example, with the help of an example. जैसे हम मर्चेंट ऑफ वेनिस पढ़ते हैं, तो शाइलॉक एक बुरा कैरेक्टर है या एंटोनियो एक अच्छा कैरेक्टर है, राइटर हमें डायरेक्टली नहीं बता रहा है. हम उनके डायलॉग्स को सुनते हैं और हम डेसिफर करते हैं एज रीडर्स. This is the way we know that Shylock is bad or Antonio is good. So that is called showing. Writer खुद बता नहीं रहा है, लेकिन वो दिखा रहा है, और उस दिखाने के प्रोसेस में रीडर्स इंटरप्रेट करते हैं कैरेक्टर्स को. टेलिंग इज अ वे जहाँ पे राइटर खुद बता रहा है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम एक नॉवल का एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं, प्राइड एंड प्रेजुडिस, बहुत पॉपुलर नॉवल है जेन ऑस्टन का. सो जेन ऑस्टन वहां पे बताती हैं डार्सी की या एलिजाबेथ की या और दूसरे कैरेक्टर्स की क्वालिटीज के बारे में, क्योंकि एक जो नॉवल है ये थर्ड पर्सन नैरेटिव वॉइस में लिखा हुआ है, तो राइटर खुद बताती हैं उन क्वालिटीज के बारे में. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड टेलिंग. द टेलिंग मेथड. ये ज्यादा डायरेक्ट मेथड है, और इसमें रीडर्स को उतना अपना ब्रेन एक्सरसाइज नहीं करना पड़ता जितना शोइंग मेथड में करना पड़ता है. So this is something that we need to remember when we are analyzing a character. Now, what do we mean by a character sketch? since we are going to we will have to write character sketches as in our exams as part of our syllabus. So a character sketch is a written analysis of a character from a literary work that helps the readers understand the character better and have a mental image of the character. So a character sketch is a written analysis of a character from any literary work. किसी भी लिटरेरी वर्क में से किसी कैरेक्टर का एनालिसिस, रिटन एनालिसिस को हम कैरेक्टर स्केच कहते हैं. एंड व्हाट डज अ कैरेक्टर स्केच डू फॉर द रीडर्स? इट हेल्प्स द रीडर्स अंडरस्टैंड द कैरेक्टर बेटर एंड इट हेल्प्स द रीडर्स टू हैव अ मेंटल इमेज ऑफ द कैरेक्टर. जब रीडर्स कैरेक्टर स्केच को पढ़ेंगे तो उनके दिमाग में एक इमेज बनेगी उस कैरेक्टर के बारे में. सो कैरेक्टर स्केचेस हेल्प अस make that mental image of the characters. Now we come to the most important part of writing a character sketch as to how to analyze a character. हम किसी भी लिटरेरी राइटिंग में किसी कैरेक्टर को जब हम मिलते हैं तो हम उसको कैसे पता लगाएं कि उसमें क्या क्वालिटीज हैं और क्या डीमेरिट्स हैं. So the first thing that we need to focus our attention on is what the character says. This is very important. I mean, whatever the character says, it reveals a lot about what he's thinking, about his psyche. So what a character says is, his dialogues, they are like a window to his mind and soul. So we need to pay special attention to what the character is saying, what he's saying about himself, what he's saying about others. जैसा वो दूसरों के बारे में बात कर रहा है उससे भी उनकी बहुत सारी क्वालिटी समझ में आती हैं उस पर्टिकुलर कैरेक्टर की, और जैसा वो खुद के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं उससे भी हमें बहुत कुछ समझ में आता है कि वो कैसे हैं. सो वॉट एवर द कैरेक्टर सेज इज ऑफ अटमोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंस. लेकिन बहुत बार ऐसा भी होता है कि कैरेक्टर्स जो हैं वो कहते कुछ हैं और उनका इंटेंशन कुछ और होता है. तो फिर हम कैसे उनके बारे में पता लगाएं और एनालाइज करें? जो सब दूसरी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, व्हाट द कैरेक्टर डज. समटाइम्स देयर इज अ डिस्क्रिपेंसी बिटवीन व्हाट द कैरेक्टर सेज एंड व्हाट ही डज. द कैरेक्टर माइट साउंड very pleasant, he might sound very sweet, but his actions might not be in harmony with his words. So what he does is also of equal importance. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे हम प्राइड एंड प्रेजुडिस नॉवल पढ़ते हैं तो उसमें हमने देखा मिस्टर कॉलिंस का कैरेक्टर है. सो ही इन वन सीन ही प्रोफेसेस हिज लव फॉर एलिजाबेथ और वो उनसे शादी करना चाहते हैं, उनको प्रपोज करते हैं और he makes her feel as if he is very keen on marrying her. लेकिन अगले ही सीन में हम देखते हैं that he goes and he proposes to Charlotte Lucas. So what he says is not in harmony with what he does, and that helps us decide about the real intentions of that character. It gives us a real picture of that character. So what the character does, the actions of the character, they are also of utmost importance. And the third most important thing is what others say about that particular character. One character, he might be saying something, he might be doing something, but what others say about him, what other characters in that piece of writing they say about him is also of importance. For example, जैसे हम एंटोनियो का कैरेक्टर देखते हैं मर्चेंट ऑफ वेनिस में, तो वो अपने आप को बहुत अंडर एस्टिमेट करते हैं, वो अपने आप को बहुत ही थिंक्स दैट ही इज नॉट अ वर्दी पर्सन. लेकिन जो एक्शन उनके हैं वो उनके बारे में बताते हैं कि वो कितने वर्दी हैं और कितने वर्चुअस हैं. और उसके अलावा जो दूसरे कैरेक्टर्स हैं उस प्ले में, वो जितना एंटोनियो को प्रेज करते हैं, जितना उनको वो हाई रिगार्ड में रखते हैं, that tells us a lot about the character of Antonio. So what the character says is important, but what he does, his actions are extremely important, and what others say about him is also important. और जब हम इन तीनों चीजों को मिलाकर किसी कैरेक्टर के को एनालाइज करते हैं तब हमें एक होलिस्टिक पिक्चर मिलती है उस कैरेक्टर के बारे में. मतलब हम उस कैरेक्टर को ज्यादा अच्छे से एनालाइज कर पाएंगे. नाउ जब हम कैरेक्टर्स के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं So one important thing that the readers need to decode is the motivation that the characters have. I mean, what is the motivation behind their actions? They behave in a particular way. They are a particular way. उनकी पर्सनैलिटी एक पर्टिकुलर तरीके की है. तो वो जो मोटिवेशन है वो कहाँ से आ रहा है वो हमें जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है. और मोटिवेशन एक्चुअली है क्या? मोटिवेशन इज द ग्राउंड्स इन द कैरेक्टर्स टेम्परामेंट, his desires and his moral nature for their speech and actions. They are called their motivation. I mean, motivation is those reasons which cause the way these characters are behaving and which cause the way they say what they say and they do what they do. For example, हम शाइलॉक का कैरेक्टर ले सकते हैं मर्चेंट ऑफ वेनिस में से. तो शाइलॉक इज प्रेजेंटेड एज अ नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर, एज अ ब्लैक कैरेक्टर. तो शाइलॉक जो है, बट ही हैज हिज ओन रीजंस. वो जो स्पीच देते हैं, हैज नॉट अ जू आईज, हैज नॉट अ जू ईयर्स, does a Jew not bleed when you cut him on the skin? So ये जो speech है, this speech is a very clear window into the heart and soul of Shylock. और ये हमें बताती है कि बेसिक रीजन क्या है जिस वजह से शाइलॉक उस पर्टिकुलर तरीके से बिहेव कर रहे हैं. ही इज अ बैड कैरेक्टर, ही इज अ नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर, बट व्हाट इज द मोटिवेशन behind Shylock being a negative character? What are the reasons that he is a negative character? It is very important for the readers to know the motivation of that character. और जब हम कैरेक्टर को एनालाइज कर रहे हैं तो हमें जो वो कह रहे हैं, जो वो कर रहे हैं, उन सब बातों में से हमें ये निकालना है, ये डेसिफर करना है कि उनका मोटिवेशन क्या है. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट while we are analyzing a particular character. Now coming to another very important aspect of character analysis, whenever we meet some character in any piece of writing, we need to look for the growth that the character makes during that piece of writing. By growth we do not mean physical growth. By growth we do not mean any physical changes that might take place in the personality of the character, but by growth we mean that every character is a particular way when any piece of writing begins, and sometimes he changes, sometimes he does not change when the writing ends. So we need to look for that growth, that mental growth that the character undergoes. So there are two possibilities: that the character might be stable, that the character might not change, that the character might not grow when the piece of writing ends. For example, हम फिर से मर्चेंट ऑफ वेनिस की तरफ चलते हैं. जैसे हमने एंटोनियो का कैरेक्टर देखा. द कैरेक्टर इज good, but it does not show any growth. So it is a stable character. He is sad, he is very virtuous throughout the play. So that character is stable throughout the play. We do not see any growth in the character. लेकिन कुछ कैरेक्टर्स ऐसे होते हैं which change through that piece of writing, through the course of actions in that particular novel or a particular drama. So वो change होते हैं. So they show some growth. And a very good example would be Pride and Prejudice. जैसे हम देखते हैं when the novel begins, तो एलिजाबेथ बेनेट या फिट्जविलियम डार्सी, they are a particular way. They have their own pride, they have their own prejudices, but they shed their prejudices and they become more mature, they become more more refined in their outlook towards the end of the play. So they show that change. So their characters, they have certain growth that the writer shows. So we need to look for that growth, whether the character is stable or whether the character grows, and if the character grows, in what direction does it grow, whether it becomes better or whether it goes worse. और जब वो ग्रोथ हो रही है तो एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज हमें याद रखने के लिए है, whether that growth should be consistent with the character. For example, if a character is extremely bad at the beginning of a novel or a drama, if that character completely changes and he becomes extremely virtuous and good, that would not be consistent with his nature, with his behavior. So the growth that the character undergoes, it should be consistent with the nature that is shown at the beginning of the character. जो पूरे piece of writing में, पूरे novel के दौरान जैसा character दिखाया गया है, उसके हिसाब से consistent growth होनी चाहिए. ऐसा ना लगे कि character अचानक कैसे पूरा बदल गया. So we need to look for growth of the character while analyzing any particular character in a piece of writing. Now I come to the second part of my presentation, which is the actual writing of a character sketch. Up till now we have talked about how to analyze a character, but once that analysis is made, how to assemble all the pieces and how to put it down in writing for your answers for your exams. So let's begin with that. So when we are writing a character sketch, there are certain things that we need to do and there are certain things that we do not need to do. So the first thing that we need to talk about is the name and age of the character. We need to tell the readers, and while we are writing a character sketch, when we begin our answers, we need to tell the name of the character, the age of the character, and the gender of the character and physical features of the character. Usually the writer talks about the physical features of their characters. So they talk about how do the characters look, whether they are strong, whether they are frail or weak, whether they are beautiful or whether they are ugly. And sometimes the writers take the pains of describing the physical features of their characters in detail. So we need to talk about the physical features. And once we have talked about the physical features, the next thing that we should focus our attention on is the traits of personality described directly as well as indirectly. I have told to you how a writer tells about his characters and how he shows his characters. So the qualities of the personality of a character, whether the character is good or bad, whether he is virtuous or whether he has a lot of demerits, whether he is whether for example जब हम शाइलॉक के बारे में बात करेंगे तो शाइलॉक बुरे कैरेक्टर हैं, लेकिन बुरा होने के पीछे उनको मोटिवेशन है, उनके रीजंस हैं. तो वी विल टॉक अबाउट ऑल दीज थिंग्स. वी विल टॉक अबाउट द क्वालिटीज ऑफ हिज पर्सनैलिटी जो हमें डायरेक्टली बताई गई हैं या जो हमें इनडायरेक्टली बताई गई हैं. और उसके साथ में जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है वो है रोल एंड इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ द कैरेक्टर. Whether, I mean, what is the role of that character in that piece of writing, whether that character is a protagonist, whether that character is an antagonist, whether that character provides comic relief. So what is the role of that character in that particular piece of writing? जैसे हम मर्चेंट ऑफ वेनिस की बात कर रहे हैं, लॉन्सेलट गॉबो ही प्रोवाइड्स अस कॉमिक रिलीफ. वो एक कॉमिक कैरेक्टर हैं, वो एक कॉमिक रिलीफ प्रोवाइड करते हैं. Importance of a character, for example, Portia is the heroine of the play. तो उनका important role है, she saves Antonia from the clutches of Shylock. तो उनका जो role है और उनकी जो importance है उस piece of writing में, we have to talk about these things in detail. So the physical features of a character, the traits of his personality, the qualities and demerits of the character, and the importance of that character in that particular piece of writing. ये सारी चीजें हमें एक अच्छे character sketch में जरूर लिखनी चाहिए. और इसके अलावा we need to be impersonal. This is something very important. Sometimes students falter, sometimes students don't remember this thing. We need to be impersonal, and by being impersonal I mean that we need not imagine qualities in that particular character. For example, if I like a particular character and if I want to show that character in the best of light, तो मैं उसके बारे में अपने मन से कुछ क्वालिटीज बना के लिख दूं, दोज क्वालिटीज विच हैव नॉट बीन टॉक्ड अबाउट बाय द राइटर, इट शुड नॉट बी डन. सो वी हैव टू बी इम्पर्सनल. हमें इम्पर्सनल होना चाहिए, मतलब कि राइटर ने जो बताया है, चाहे डायरेक्टली चाहे इनडायरेक्टली, राइटर ने हमें जो बताया है कैरेक्टर के बारे में, हमें उस पे फोकस करना चाहिए, ना कि अगर हमें कोई कैरेक्टर पसंद है तो हम उसके बारे में अपने मन से कुछ क्वालिटीज जोड़ दें जो उसमें राइटर ने नहीं बताई हों, या हम कुछ क्वालिटीज हटा दें जो राइटर ने नहीं किया हो. We should not do that. So we need to be impersonal while we are writing a character sketch. And the second important thing is that we need to provide textual evidence. Textual evidence, it would mean that we need to talk about, we need to quote the dialogues of that character, or we need to quote certain lines from the text to support our point of view. For example, if we say that Portia is a very good character, she is very intelligent, she is very beautiful, so we need to quote those lines from the play which would support our argument that she is beautiful or she is intelligent. तो हमें प्ले में से ऐसी लाइंस ढूंढ के रखनी पड़ेंगी जो हमारे इस क्लेम को सपोर्ट करें. दैट वुड बी अ टेक्सचुअल एविडेंस ऑफ द क्वालिटीज that we profess, we claim that that character possesses. So ये दो चीजें हमें बहुत ध्यान में रखनी है. लेकिन कुछ ऐसी चीजें भी हैं जो हमें नहीं करनी चाहिए जब हम कैरेक्टर स्केच लिख रहे हैं. So what are those things? We need not be overly imaginative. Again, जो मैंने पहले बोला है ये उसी की कंटिन्यूएशन में है. वी नीड नॉट बी ओवरली इमेजिनेटिव, वी नीड नॉट यूज आर इमेजिनेशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हमें चाहिए कि कोई कैरेक्टर पर्टिकुलर तरीके से बिहेव करता तो ज़्यादा अच्छा होता. हमें ऐसा नहीं करना है. We strictly need to stick to what the writer has told us or has shown us about that character. So हमें अपनी imagination को decoding के लिए use करना है. We need to decipher the qualities of the character, but we need to attribute certain qualities to the character. हमें अपनी तरफ से कोई qualities जोड़नी या हटानी नहीं है उस character में से, other than what the writer has given us. So we need not be overly imaginative. So these are certain things that we need to remember while writing a character sketch. This is all for this video. I hope you have understood whatever I have told you. If you have any questions, any queries, you can reach to me. You can find me at this email address. Thank you.